Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's the CD guy, Johnny Z here. Thank you so much for tuning back into the channel, and in case you couldn't tell, today it's time to review The Revenge of Alice Cooper. Oh, the things I do for this channel, man, I tell you. We kick things off with some fast album facts. The Revenge of Alice Cooper is the 8th studio album by the original Alice Cooper Band, their first since Muscle of Love from 1973, released today on July 25th, 2025 through Ear Music. As for the personnel here, the original Alice Cooper Band are Alice Cooper on lead vocals and harmonica, the late Glen Buxton on lead guitar, Michael Bruce on rhythm guitar, Dennis Dunaway on the bass, Neal Smith on the drums, and this was produced by Bob Ezrin. Time for John's 5, my top 5 favorite songs from the new album. Coming in at number 1, I'm going to go with Blackmamba, the lead single, and just a perfect choice, I'd say, not just for the lead single, but for the first song on the record. This track was able to capture the essence of the original band so well. I love the creeping bass line by Dennis Dunaway on here, and you have Robbie Krieger of The Doors hanging out in the studio with the band here too, playing additional guitar, which is cool. Alice's vocals sound, young and aged at the same time, which is interesting, but his delivery is great, and Blackmamba accomplishes its job here of setting the tone for the entire album and turning back the clock with the original band with something that, would be a perfect fit on an album like Love It to Death. Number 2, I'm going to go with Blood on the Sun. This is your Halo of Flies type track on the album, if you will. Clocking in at 6 minutes long, it's the lengthiest track on the record with a more downtrodden, brooding vibe to it. And just when you think the song is over, then Neal Smith's drums kick in and you get this great instrumental section. Super catchy as well, total earworm, and I wish it were longer, to be honest, but a track that definitely harkens back musically to Halo of Flies or Black Juju in spots. And I think the gong at the end was a nice touch too. For my number 3, I'm going to go with the album closer, See You on the Other Side. No doubt a tribute to Glen Buxton by the surviving members of the band. A great ballad here to finish out the record with beautifully written lyrics and a really heartfelt track, I'd say, and you can hear the emotion in Alice's delivery. I think it makes for a somber close to the record, but an honest and vulnerable change in pace compared to the rest of the album, which is a lot more fun and upbeat. For number 4, I'm going to go with What a SID. And my first thought here was, oh my god, this is Looney Tune 2.0. I just love the vibe of this track. It reminds me a lot of Looney Tune from School's Out. It's swampy, and it would fit perfectly on the School's Out record, and I have to think that the Sid in question is Syd Barrett of Pink Floyd. I mean, lyrically, it fits him to a T. Fun guitar solo here as well. A little trippy and psychedelic in parts, too, as it fades out. It's a short track. Wish it were a little bit longer, but one of my favorites on the record for sure. And rounding out my top 5 here, we have Wild Ones. I didn't love this song at first. This was the second single released by the band for this record. I didn't think it sounded too much like the original band at first, but rather a leftover from Road. However, after a few listens, someone pointed out that there's a big Detroit influence on this song, and, now I can't unhear it. I think this is a great song to pay tribute to the Detroit rock sound, sort of similar to the Stooges or MC5. It's fun for sure, and a good second single on the album to follow up Blackmamba. All in all, I'm going to give this album an 8 out of 10. This is a really strong hard rock record done right by a group of absolute legends who have not made an album together in 50 years, and just really solid, fun, rocking tunes here. And at the end of the day, it's, what the original Alice Cooper Band was all about, having fun, and this is a feel-good reunion album. It feels like 50% of an Alice solo record here and 50% of an original band record, which is interesting. You have tracks that are in line with records like Road and Detroit Stories, Paranormal, but also, tracks that match the classic lineup energy and essence, especially on Blackmamba or Blood on the Sun. And Bob Ezrin does, a great job behind the producer's chair here. He is the only man that can produce music for Alice Cooper. And, if there's one guy you're going to bring back to work with the original band, it's him, and I think everyone gets a chance to shine on this album. The band definitely did struggle at times to capture, the same magic as heard on those classic records like A School's Out or A Billion Dollar Babies or Killers, Love It to Death, etc. But, they still managed to revisit the attitude of the original band and come through with a very strong album and a real gift to the fans, myself included, who thought this was never going to happen. So that wraps up this review of the new Alice Cooper album, The Revenge of Alice Cooper. The reunion of the original lineup is finally here. Like I said, I really enjoy it. 8 out of 10. Very fun, solid hard rock reunion album here. Good stuff all around. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel down below. Help us reach our goal of 5,000 subs here on YouTube. Turn on the bell for notifications so you don't miss a new upload. And let me know down in the comment section below what are your thoughts on the album. I want to hear from you. And until next time, it's the CD guy, Johnny Z, signing off. Take care, everybody.